You know, I think everybody's creative until we tell them they're not, and we do tell a lot of people they're not. So there's a kind of creativity that's going on in all of us all the time. If you stop and think about what happens when you when both of us look across the room and see something and we come to some agreement about what it is we see, that's a miracle because we don't see in analog, you know, we see in little bits of data. You know, there's little chemical transmissions that come off they're generated in the retina when the light hits the retina. There are certain kinds of electrical impulses. It's very small bits of data, but it's in huge quantities. So there may be 70,000 cells that get engaged in that moment. And that transmits data way to the back of your head. And then in your brain, you have to reassemble all that data into something that is a picture for you. And right there, there's this phenomenally creative thing going on. And when you look at the MRIs of a brain performing these visual tasks, you realize we know more or less where the major tasks take place. The visual processing is in the back of your head. But all kinds of other areas light up in varying degrees. And you know, when you have a concept of something, you're drawing a little bit maybe from the parietal lobe where there's tactile memories are stored, or you know, smells, all kinds of other things that go into memory. And you know, what I'm beginning to realize, or at least theorize, and I may prove to be wrong about this, but the way it appears to me is that the brain is always sampling all kinds of past experience, all these pathways that have been created by past experience. And when we see something, one of the things we do right away is to find previous structures through which to understand what it is and assemble that picture. But all those things put together never quite fit. So we also have to deal with what's new in the experience, or what we can't quite explain. And sometimes we can gloss over it, we can ignore it. And some people are more perceptive about what doesn't fit and are more willing to tolerate that. And I think that creativity really comes from that capacity to respond to and sort of create new pathways in response to the exigencies of new realities. And works of art are fundamentally important for that, because a work of art is just, it has no function. You know, it doesn't solve an immediate practical problem for us. What it does for us is it exercises a capacity to do creative work, to try things in a new way.